What are the most immediate fiscal incentives they can unlock right now to maximize their capital efficiency?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ravi, for the questions. Yes, basically that's one of our main jobs. As an investment and export promotion agency, our main job is to attract, promote, and facilitate investment in Timor-Leste, as well as to promote export our SMEs, the product of Timor-Leste, into the foreign countries. However, if a company, basically there are no restrictions for any investor, foreign or national investors, to invest in the country. As far as you are well established, legally registered at Serve, then you can start your investment project. However, if only you are interested to obtain fiscal incentives, then TradeInvest is the place where you want to visit. Please come and visit our office, or also check out our website, send us an email, and we can facilitate any information regarding tax holiday for investment project. Based on the private investment law number 15/2017, we provide fiscal and non-fiscal incentives for any investors who are investing in Timor-Leste. Basically, the incentives, I will elaborate on the incentives a bit later, but it depends on the zonation. The first zone will be in the capital city, Dili. The exemption, fiscal incentives will be for 5 years. Outside of Dili, on the other municipalities, the incentive time frame will be 8 years. And then in the peripheral zones, such as in 08July, as well as in Atahualpa, for investment taking place in 08July and Atahualpa, then the incentive timeline will be for 8 years. The investment will consist, the incentives basically consist of the tax exemption, and in order to obtain the tax exemption, you have to apply at TradeInvest for what we call the declaration of benefits. The procedure is pretty straightforward. Our team will facilitate for any potential investor who are interested to obtain declaration of benefit. That way, in order to obtain the fiscal incentives, or if your project has a significant economic impact, then you might enter into what we call special investment agreement with the government. That way, you can negotiate. The both parties can negotiate for a better or unique incentives for the investment. For the incentives that we provided, basically there are a few. The fiscal incentives consist of 100% exemption of income tax related to the investment project, 100% exemption from custom duties and sales tax on capital goods and equipment used in the construction and management of the investment project, 100% exemption on service tax for specific undertakings such as hotels, restaurants, and bars. And then for non-fiscal benefits, you may obtain automatic attribution of 5 work visas for foreign employees, namely the director, supervisor, or technical staff required for the project. You obtain guarantees against nationalizations and expropriation, and equal treatment for national and foreign investors. You have the right to freely transfer funds related to the investment abroad, including profits of capitals, in accordance with the law. And you also, as I said, for projects with significant national interest due to the size of economic, social, environmental, and technological impact, then you may enter exceptionally into a special investment agreement to define a customized benefit beyond those specified in the private investment law. I guess that's pretty much the first information I would like to share. If you have further questions, then we can further discuss more on the requirement and all the details of how to obtain the declaration benefit or to enter into special investment agreements. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have some Q&A session. So if you have any questions based on the topic that the question that we are answering, you may ask your questions when we open up for the Q&A. Now, my first question to the last speaker, Mr. Madhavan. Timor-Leste holds incredible untouched potential for world-class ecotourism, maritime diving, and corporate meetings, incentives, conferences, exhibitions, travel. However, infrastructure constraints